If you haven't been living under a rock, then you might have heard of DeepSeek. DeepSeek is a Chinese startup that has terrorized US big tech giants with the launch of its model R1. Even everyone's favorite Nvidia had to face a 17% dip in their stock value and their market cap dropped to almost $600 billion, which is the largest single day loss of value for any public company in history. But how can a company which was supposed to be a side project of a Chinese hedge fund beat a company like OpenAI, which frankly is the face of the AI revolution that is happening? How did they manage to do this in such a low budget? Is this just another Chinese knockoff product? And of course, there have to be some drawbacks. We'll answer all of these questions in this video, so make sure you stick till the end. Now, DeepSeek has been trained in just $5.6 million, and analysts are saying that this is 100 times lower than US tech giants. Also, since this is free to use, its adoption is going very fast. In fact, it is the #1 app on App Store as we speak. Even for businesses, this model is 30 to 40 times cheaper than ChatGPT Plus, and also since it's open source, businesses don't have to worry about data sharing. Now, you might be thinking, so what? China is known for making cheaper alternatives of good products. But this is something else. The reason they could do it at such low costs is because they reimagined AI and how these models are trained. So basically, the US tried to restrict the export of powerful Nvidia chips to China. So the Chinese used older chips, older hardware, but worked on making their algorithm more efficient. If you look at how other companies train their generative and contextual AI models, they use a 32-bit floating point approach, whereas DeepSeek uses only 8-bit. If I have to explain this in simple terms, in a 32-bit system, you are basically saving a number up to 32 decimals for accuracy, and DeepSeek uses an 8-bit floating rate system which does not compromise on this accuracy. In fact, because of this, there is a 75% lesser memory needed to run this AI model. Another differentiator is that while all normal AI models read your prompt or input word by word, DeepSeek tries to read your entire prompt sentence in one go. The result? 2 times faster output and up to 90% accuracy. Let me just quickly show you how you can access DeepSeek R1. Okay, now as you can see, we are on DeepSeek's website. You can simply go to deepseek.com. You can click on start now to use it on the internet itself, or you can get the app. Let's go on start now, and this is how the interface would look like. This is very similar to ChatGPT, and over here if you click on DeepSeek R1, then it will use the R1 model. You can also use the search if you wanted to search on the web, and you can ask basically anything over here. Let us start with a very common question that was asked to ChatGPT, a very controversial one, which was, how many R's are there in strawberry? Now, the thing that most people are talking about with regard to DeepSeek is that how you can actually see what the model is thinking, and everything you can see over here under thinking, right? So as you can see, okay, let's see, the user is asking how many times the letter R appears in the word strawberry. First, I need to make sure that I spell strawberry correctly. So it has first spelled strawberry, then it has listed down all the alphabets, and now it's going to give us the answer basis of that. So as you can see, 1R, 2R, 3R, and now it will give us the answer, that is 3. You can also look at this. So this is very interesting. You can see over here, but wait, would there be 3 R's? But when I say the word out loud, strawberry, it's pronounced with 2 R sounds. Wait, maybe I'm confusing the pronunciation. The word is pronounced strawberry with the burr part. So it is actually thinking it out loud, and you can actually have a look at what it is thinking about, and basis of that you will get the answer. I also tried one more thing over here, which was to try and create a game over here. So I gave it the prompt that I want to create a single person shooting game on JavaScript and test it here on DeepSeek chat itself. So this is the JavaScript I got. I tried to run it, but this was very basic, and like, you can do the stuff, but very basic game. So I said that make this game more visually appealing with shapes and colors. It tried to do so, but the output was not that great. As you can see, this is barely functional, not functional at all. So I gave it another prompt that the game is not working. Then it again thought for 18 seconds. As you can see the entire thought process, and after that we got a game which was decent. So as you can see, this is the game that it generated for us. Obviously this is a very I won't say this is the proper use case of this. You can do a lot more things with DeepSeek. This is just for trial basis and to show how the model works. Of course, you can do very great things with this model, and it can be a great coding companion for you as well. And yeah, we are back at the previous chat, and it has answered 3, which is correct. Now, if you want to run DeepSeek R1 locally in your own computer, then I've made another video on that. You'll find the link on the top right and also in the description box. Now, remember in the beginning I said that there are some drawbacks. Now, this is not actually a drawback, but something that you should be aware of and something that has been missing from the communication so far. All of us, including the media, have portrayed this narrative that a Chinese startup builds an AI model that can work faster than Owen with much lesser hardware requirements. Now, if you take the normal hardware, maybe your current laptop or a Raspberry Pi, you can run DeepSeek, but you won't be able to run their best or their flagship version that has actually beaten GPT-O1. The one that actually beats GPT-O1 is the DeepSeek R1671B, which is actually more than 400 gigabytes model, which means that it requires good computing power. That being said, if you have 4 or maybe 5 NVIDIA RTX 3090, which were launched back in 2020, you can still run the flagship model, which would come out to be way cheaper than using OpenAI's paid tokens. Now, this means that OpenAI's most aggressive moat or advantage that they had, which was not everyone has a high quality GPU to run these models. But now, if you can run a high quality AI model on cheaper GPUs, OpenAI's entire moat falls apart. Another thing that is not communicated or under communicated is the fact that this is not DeepSeek's first AI model. They have been previously working on AI models, and the 6 million budget that we see is not entirely for the development of R1 because they have had the resources and have spent a lot on R&D, which is not accounted for in the $6 million budget. Keeping these two aside, the biggest problem or the dark secret about DeepSeek R1 model, to put it in simple words, is that this model will never speak ill of China. You can try and ask about the pros and cons of the Chinese government and the model will conveniently refuse to answer. If you ask the same question about some other country, then you will get a long and in-detailed answers, but not about China. Similarly, if you ask some other controversial statements around Arunachal Pradesh, it will not give you any proper response. I mean, I think it's time that India also makes a competitive AI model. But where is India in all of this? Now, you might have seen this viral clip of Rajan Anand of Peak 15 asking Sam Altman if India can make a foundational AI model. The response, he said that it's hopeless to try, but you can. And people did try, and not with 10 million, it just took 6 million in 2 years. The only drawback is that it happened in China and not India. India right now has a relatively less impact in the AI space, and I would blame lack of innovation. The way we are headed, I think India will again become a services-oriented company in the AI revolution. So instead of building AI products like Perplexity, Midjourney or Runway, we would be the ones offering optimal use of these tools or products for business purposes to other businesses as a service. Again, not the ideal space to be in, but that's how it looks right now. So that was all about the R1 model. If you're curious on how you can run R1 natively on your laptop, then we have made a full tutorial on this channel itself. In fact, that was our previous video, so make sure you go and check that out. And if you're interested in staying updated about AI, all the latest AI news, updates, tips and tricks, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's it from my side. You'll see all the links to the resources mentioned in the video in the description box. I'll also attach the sign up link to our free ISO certified AI masterclass that we conduct every Saturday. So if you're interested in learning about how you can use AI, how you can use AI to progress your career, make AI workflows and become more productive and efficient, then make sure you sign up for our masterclass. As mentioned, the link is in the description box.